Another colleague of mine just walked into the office and said, I know of a wonderful program, a wonderful idea that will help our country. And he said it's called the Global Leadership Summit.
We've gathered with hundreds of thousands of leaders from around the world with one consuming passion to become better leaders, because we know that everyone wins when the leader gets better.
I started ministry by founding a church. I was a refugee. God compelled me by His Spirit to go home. Our Civil War was still going on. So when I went home, there was no opening in a church. I started a church with 16 persons. I went home, trying to do the best I can, starting a church. But when that colleague of mine came in and introduced me to the Global Leadership Summit, and we hosted the first one, I'm like, wow, there's so much more I have to learn.
I want to challenge you to think outside of the box, because the box you're in is too small.
Because the fundamental goal of leadership is not just to get better yourself, but to make others better.
Don't let insecurity allow you to neglect the gift that God's given you.
Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is simply fear in the forward direction.
This is so life-transforming. This is so life-changing. And within the context of my country, I'm saying we need this. There's so many persons in all aspects of our country. They just have not had this kind of exposure in such a well put together, consistent way, with such a variety of speakers from different walks of life. Because of the devastation of the Civil War, there is a big gap in terms of human resource development, in terms of visionary leaders, a lot of devastation in terms of our youth. Many of them were child soldiers, fighters, and so it just left a hole in the midst of our society. The psychology of people who have gone through war is that there's not much hope. We don't have very strong educational opportunities for our people. Most of what is happening in the Global Leadership Summit is you are getting new ideas, you are being trained, you are being educated, your mind is being shaped, and you're developing into a great leader. So my grander vision is Liberia will now have the eruption of a strong group of young leaders. How do you get people to believe that they can be entrepreneurs, they can run their businesses, they can follow their dreams, their vision? When we educate our people, they definitely will be able to have a better life, and our nation will grow. I believe the GLS, it gives people tangible, provable solutions, because they see people, they hear their stories. If they can be exposed to that, they too will begin to get a vision for their lives, and they will begin to see themselves as leaders. Then we can begin to close that gap. This is needed. I need it for my church, and we need it in this country.